Welcome back. You'll have to excuse the setup for what it is. As you can tell, I'm using a virtual background. Thankfully, it'll fit into the video that I'm about to do. But because of quarantining and isolating, I'm having to just kind of do some things on the fly here in order to make this video. So I hope that you'll excuse that. But anyway, I do want to talk to you about a passage today from Colossians chapter 1, and this is specifically verses 15 through 20. And let's just go ahead and read those together. Paul says, "He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation." And he's referring here to Jesus. It says, "For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in everything he might be preeminent. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross." This is such a beautiful passage. And as I said, with us being in quarantine and isolation, there are some things that happen in our lives that maybe sometimes feel big. They feel bigger than sometimes maybe even our faith. But when we read a passage like this, and we remember the preeminence of Christ and just how big our God is, I chose this background in part because God made the stars. Christ made the heavens. Christ made the planets. He made everything. Through him, all things were made. He is above all things. And when we begin to remember that, and we look at life through that lens, it helps to keep things in perspective. Now, again, that doesn't mean that quarantine and isolation or sickness or a loss of loved ones, none of that becomes easy. But when we remember that Christ is above all things, it reminds us that no matter what we're going through, we can trust in him. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day, and may God bless you.